Right, welcome guys to this video. Now in this video we'll be answering this question: why does 0 over n 0? Why is it that when any number, where any is any number, when any number divides 0, the result would be 0? Why is it so? No matter how big or small the number is, the result still get to 0. Now let's look at that. For example, now you have a fraction. Let's say a over b. Okay, you have a fraction a over b, and in this fraction, the numerator gets smaller. The denominator gets constant. Let's say the denominator is constant, while the numerator gets smaller. For example, let's have 2 over, okay, since it's getting smaller, let's start with something big. Let's say 16 over 4, okay, let's say 12 over 4, 8 over 4, right? You can think of many numbers. Let's say, continue, we say 6 over 4, 4 over 4, what else? 2 over 4, 1 over 4, and so on. Now you watch. 16 over 4 is what? The answer is 16. Constant denominator and reducing numerator. I want to show us that 0 over any number n, the result will be 0. Now, 4 over 16 is 4. 16 over 4 is 4. 2 over 4 is 3. 8 over 4 is 2. 6 over 4 is 3 over 2. It's not like this. 4 over 4 is 1. What else? 2 over 4 is half, 0.5. That's 1 over 2. 1 over 4 is what? 1 over 4 is 0.25. 0.25. So here, to be, this is 4. This is 3. This is 2. This is 1.5. This is 1.5. This is 1. This is 0.5. This is 0.25. What do you observe? You observe a decrease. For any constant denominator, the numerator gets smaller, the result gets smaller. That is okay. So we have here 16 was greater than 12. 16 over 4 is 4. 2 over 4 is 3. 8 over 4 is 2. 6 over 4 is 1.5. 4 over 4 is 1. 2 over 4 is 0.5. 1 over 4 is 0.25. The next number should be 0 over 4. And looking at this, 0 over 4, 1 over 4 gets smaller. It approached 0. 2 over 4 was smaller, but not as small as 1 over 4. That means if I should take 0.5 over 4, the result will get smaller and smaller. That should be 0.125, which is smaller than this. That simply tells us that if your numerator gets smaller till it gets to 0, okay, then 0 over 4 would get smaller. That would result to 0. Look at it. I hope you have seen something. Okay, this was bigger than this, bigger than this, bigger than this, this is bigger than this is bigger than this. 1 is bigger than 0. Bigger than this. That means this one should be bigger than the one for 0. So you can see it will get smaller and smaller till it gets to 0. And mind you, between 1 and 0, there exist millions, trillions, infinitesimal sizes of numbers. Let's say that way. Measures of numbers, they get little and little quantities between 1 and 0. So there are millions of numbers between 1 and 0. So to overcome all this, you would see that the result for 0 over 4 or 0 over any number n is 0. Let's use any number n. let's say where n, okay, where n is greater than 0, let n be greater than 0. Let's say 5 over n, 4 over n, let me start this way. N over n, 4 over n. We don't know what n really is, so we just using it. 3 over n, 2 over n, 1 over n. Okay, 0 over n. Now n over n will be 1. 4 divided by n. Take note, if n is greater than 4, okay, then 4 divided by n is an improper fraction. Sorry, it's a proper fraction. And since it's a proper fraction, then it lies between, then the result, let's say the quotient, lies between 0 and 1. In the same case for all this, so let's just make a general statement from here to here. The result lies between 0, the quotient lies between 0 and 1. That's true. Since n is greater than 4, because we have n over n here before 4, remember we are dealing with decrease in the numerator and constant denominator. So it must have decreased, okay, till you get to this. Now, if n is greater than 4, that will mean that 4 divided by n is a proper fraction. And every proper fraction lies between 0 and 1. Check it out. Just find it out on your own. Every proper fraction is a fraction in which the numerator is smaller than the denominator. Every proper fraction is less than 1, but is greater than 0, provided the numerator and denominator are both positive numbers or are both negative numbers. So in this case, we say 0, the quotient will lie between 0 and 1. Remember, this first was 1. This one lies between 0 and 1. Therefore, this one will be 0. So that it will be true that this lies between 0 and 1. 1 here, 0 here. Then this falls between that. So it's true. Then it's true that for any n, 0 over n is 0. It's true that for any n, 0 over n is 0. Thanks for watching. I hope that's helpful enough.